Hi everyone, this is Devansh Chaurasia. Welcome to the channel When I Speak. What happened when a whale is beached at the canal? Well, I'm talking about none other than the Suez Canal, a man made marvel built by Pharos, rich in controversies and a history that goes beyond Jesus. When you're moving through the Gulf of Aden, surviving the Somalian pirates, and you enter into the Red Sea towards the warm water of Mediterranean, you will be passing through the narrow shipping lanes, and that is nothing but the Suez Canal. Human aspirations have never ceased to amaze me, and this construction is surely one of them. Suez Canal was first attempted in 1900. Yeah, 1900 BC, that's before Christ. That's approximately 3900 years from today by the mighty Egyptian pharaohs, connecting Red Sea to the Bitter Lake and further up north to Lake Temsa and finally to Mediterranean. They dug up 40 miles of the canal. They even dug it by hand. After all, the pharaohs wanted it. When Pharos connected the Red Sea to Mediterranean, they used it for 1200 years until 664 BC. But by then, the sand had covered the canal again, cutting the Red Sea off the Bitter Lake and to Lake Temsa. When Romans occupied Egypt from 30 BC to 14 AD, the Suez Canal of Pharos was improved and trade flourished till 7th century. But then, desert reclaimed it again, and this time it claimed it for 1000 years. Well, fate had it, and the time changed. In 1798, Napoleon invaded Egypt and he tasked his men to survey the canal, and they found the Red Sea was 10 meters higher than the Mediterranean. This is why they did not commence the canal work. Why didn't they think the pharaohs did it? However, more surveys were done by the mid of 1800 and construction began finally in 1859 by a French diplomat and engineer Ferdinand, who convinced the Egyptian viceroy Sayed Pasha to support the canal construction. A universal Swiss ship canal company was tasked to construct and operate the canal for 99 years till 1968, after which the rights would be handed over to Egyptian government. This 193-kilometer artificial waterway construction was completed in 10 years and 25,000 Egyptians died during the construction. Most of them were prisoners. But on the historic day of 15th August 1869, the Red Sea flooded into the Suez Canal to connect to the Mediterranean. Suez Canal was made operational just after 3 months on November 17, 1869. But after 86 years, in 1956, Suez Canal was closed due to Egypt-Israel war. Then it got reopened, but after 10 years, on 5th June 1967, Egypt ordered to block the Suez Canal again when Israeli army suddenly launched the airstrike around the canal area and the canal was full of bombs, planes and debris. After 6 days, Israel said they won the war and they conquered Sinai Peninsula. And now this is a new border between Egypt and Israel. It was the Suez Canal. Well, Suez Canal was closed for 8 years. 6 years due to the war and 2 years because it took Egypt 2 years to clean the debris from the canal. Well, finally on June 5th, 1975, exactly after 8 years, Suez Canal was started again. When Suez Canal started in 1870, there were just 486 ships that passed through the canal, and today 50 ships pass through the canal every day, and that means around 20,000 ships that pass through the Suez Canal every year with 1.2 billion tons of cargo every day. That's approximately 12% of the world trade, which is in dollar value is around 8 to 10 billion dollar every day. Today, Suez Canal can accommodate the ships as large as 500-meter long and 70-meter wide. Suez Canal today it has 5 bypasses. It takes around 18 hours to transit through the Suez Canal. Suez Canal, well, it is indispensable. In terms of economy, yes, but there is an alternative. If the ships are passing through the Africa, but that is 9,000 kilometer extra journey. Suez Canal is a much shorter route to Europe and to US, but this benefit comes with the price. The Suez Canal charges a toll, and that toll depends upon the type of the ship, the gross weight, and the net weight. But on an average, the toll is approximately for a cargo ship is $100,000. Well, that's too much of money. But to give you a glimpse, even if you use the Suez Canal, how what kind of benefit you are getting? A ship usually consumes 30 metric fuel per day if it is running at the speed of 13 and a half knots. Well, in that speed, it will cover 324 nautical miles per day. In that case, a ship from Turkey to India will take 12 days. But if it passes through the Africa, it will take 37 days. That's 25 days extra. And only in the fuel, the saving will be the net saving, even after paying the toll, the saving will be around $200,000. But we must not forget the ships are rented. and the ship of that size will cost around $10,000 every day. So there's an extra saving of $250,000 if we are taking a shorter route of Suez Canal. But Suez Canal has its challenges. It is quite narrow. Most segment of the canal is just wide enough for the single lane, so it needs skilled captain and favorable conditions to navigate these tight spots. Now, coming to the star cast of the story, which has been hiding all this while, the 400-meter long Ever Given. The massive shipping vessel is stuck like a beached whale and has currently jammed the entire waterway bank to bank, literally. Nobody can pass through it. And to give you a visual, the biggest ship currently can carry 23,000 containers, and Ever Given has 20,000 containers on it. Now, if this ship isn't moving, unblocking the most heavily route in the shipping channels, then it's going to be a disaster. Currently, around already 250 odd vessels are waiting on both the ends of the canals. At this point, these stranded vehicles can do two things. Either they can wait or they can pass through the Cape of Good Hope. But if they decide to go through the Africa, then there will be 2 weeks of delay and there's a huge economic burden. So this price eventually will be passed on to the consumers one way or the other. But the bigger problem is the world will be delayed on many parameters. Asia is already running short of containers because the containers are not coming back to Asia. Oil prices will slightly increase because several oil containers are stranded over there. And there are already many jokes going on Twitter. And one of my favorite joke is the entire crew being Indian. One of them, after the few drinks, would have said, "Aaj gaadi tera bhai chalayega." So if this whale is not moving and is beached on the side, it will have a ripple effect. We can just hope that it doesn't happen again. Thank you everyone. This is Devansh Chaurasia signing off. Until the next time when I speak.